Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama Zodi Tarot. So someone asked me to do a reading about Lewis Hamilton and Rosé from BlackPink. It says, please read about Lewis Hamilton and Rosé about energy, current, and soulmate. Thank you. I don't know about them being soulmates, but we'll look into their energy and see, what they got going on as far as their friendship and all of that good stuff. I know that they have a cool friendship, and that they've worked together and they've interacted like at the Met Gala and stuff like that. So that is cool. I'm not really sure who Lewis Hamilton is. Let me see. He plays what, soccer or something like that. No, he's a British race car driver. Okay, dope. British race car driver. That man is 40 years old, guys. 40. And he don't look a day over 25. Wow, he looks great for his age, but they're in two total different age groups. Okay. I ain't even gonna lie, but because she's only 28. That man is about 12 years her senior, so I would love to know how much they got in common. They could possibly have in common, but let's go ahead and just jump right into it and see. First question I asked is, are they close friends? Interesting. We got 3 yes cards and 4 no cards. So they're not that close. It says storm too violent, shelter needed. Starve for attention, empty promises voided, decay under the surface, strength waning, and you can't fake it now. What glitters isn't gold. So what we're seeing, them being cool, and things like that on TV, it's like, yeah, they're cool, but they don't spend that much time together with this, empty promises, starve for attention. They don't spend that much time together. Storm too violent, shelter needed. It's like they're on 2 different pages when it comes to, their lives. Like, of course, this man lives in the UK. Like, they got 2 totally different things going. So I feel like they're not that close of friends. But for the yes cards, we have beauty and growth surround you, cherish it, neatly tied up, secure, trustworthy connection, choose a path, and proceed confidently. So they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no problem with each other. Like, they feel like they can trust each other and they'll be cool friends and they can get along, and, they can bounce ideas off of each other, and she can get advice from him with this, choose a path and proceed confidently. And, there's a lot. And he, there's a lot to cherish about the relationship. He thinks she's beautiful and everything like that. But with this decay under the surface, strength waning, I feel like it's just, one is a little bit decaying. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, the age difference, the age gap definitely makes a difference. So I don't think that they're like super close friends. Okay, you guys, just to be honest, I think that just from what we're seeing on the TV, it's like, yeah, they're being cool and they're being cordial, and they do have, a nice, neat, cool, calm and collected connection, but I don't think that it's like them being anything more than just cordial, cool friends. All right, so let's see. Do he, I just went ahead and asked, since she asked about the soulmate stuff, I just went ahead and asked, do they have any type of romantic attraction towards each other? Rosé on top and then him on the bottom. Oh shoot, wait, not the triple yes for both of them. Wow. It's triple yes for both of them. I'm talking about heavy on the yes. There's no doubt. They both are romantically and sexually attracted to each other. That's what I asked about with this. Wow. Yeah, so they both have sexual chemistry. They both like each other. It says, for hers, it says valuable experience, worth your time, profit. So, she know that that would be, financially lucrative for her because he got money, so he wouldn't need nothing from her. So they could actually vacation, enjoy each other, go out on dates. Like, it would never be an issue about money and things like that. So that is cool, and she knows that. And then we have the best medicine, getting the real scoop. So yeah, he actually, is a little dose of medicine for her when she's going through her bad days or her rough times, or it's just like, everything's sort of out of whack. She don't know which decisions to make. Like I said, he's great with giving her advice, so she can get the real scoop from him when it comes to things, and she always feel like she could bounce ideas off of him, and he's a great person to talk to when it comes to making healthy decisions and making healthy choices and things like that. So she finds that he's a very valuable friend to have and somebody great to learn from, especially when it comes to the business and things like that, and making wise financial decisions. We also have your eyes are fully open, seeing what's possible. So yeah, she be thinking about it. She be daydreaming about it at times. Like if they was to, do the do, okay, if they was to go to the boom boom room together, what that would be like. She definitely sees that, but she also appreciates that he sees the beauty in her. He sees the potential in her. He wants her to grow. He wants, all this good stuff for her, and so she appreciates how much he's willing to take her under the wing and like mentor her. And because I'm looking at this card, it's like this is a child, just like that other card had a child on it when I was looking at the beauty surrounds you. So it's more like a mentor mentee type thing where he sees her as like a little sister as opposed to him seeing her in any kind of romantic way. But he's thought about it. Okay, it says make a splash, deep dive, flowing easily into your life. So it's like I'm looking at this, it's kind of like DNA. It's like there's so much alike, they have so much in common. It just really feels right. And so he knows that that would be a great thing to do. He knows that there's a lot of possibilities, and part of him really wants to, because it says trust your feelings, fulfill your heart's desire. Parts of him really wants to just throw caution to the wind. Oh, okay, to be honest, and just do it. There's a part of him that's just like, maybe I should just stop procrastinating and just go after this, okay? And with this connect to new possibilities, transition smoothly, it's like his main concern is like how easy and how lighthearted everything is between them. He knows that this would be super easy for him to see himself in a relationship with her. Like it wouldn't even be a question, because he feels like they're just totally on the same page. So that's interesting. Even though they got this mentor mentee kind of relationship, and they kind of like just are really friends and cool, they both have that underlying attraction towards each other and could see themselves possibly having a relationship. They've both already envisioned what could happen with each other, and they see what's possible between them. So wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that part. That's a little bit creepy, but I mean, hey, because it's like on the one hand, it's like they see each other as mentor mentee, but then there's they would be willing to cross those lines with each other. I think both of them would be, to be honest. So yeah, let's see, how do they show up to each other? Like, what are their personality is like to each other? So we got angel, monk, and nun, femme fatale, child divine, and destroyer. So how she shows up in the friendship is as a sweetheart with this angel. He thinks that she's so sweet. She's such a sweetheart. He definitely sees the beauty in her, and he cherishes her, and he thinks that she is inspiration, that she's a very inspiring person, okay? But there's the duality of it with the femme fatale, where he sees the sexual nature of her, he sees the passionate side of her, he definitely is attracted to her, and he thinks that she's beautiful, and he can see himself opening up his heart to her. All right, so then we also have destroyer. So this is, she shows up real sexy and real beautiful to him. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll pause for a second because I was trying to remember what it is that I was thinking of, because I got distracted. They have a sexual attraction towards each other, and it's serious. But the destroyer is the fact that they don't want to self-sabotage. So she feels like, would it be a good idea to even date him? She shows up as sort of like this possibly that like a what do you call it, a catch-22, or like a forbidden fruit, or like that thing that it's like this could be so good, but this could be so bad. So it's like Pandora's box. So it says releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. So it's like, damn, this could be destructive, but this could also be open me up to a new life. So confirmation, she's not sure whether or not she wants to past that mark of going beyond a friendship with him, because she knows that sometimes going beyond friends can destroy things. And then we also have monk and nun. So she's doing her best to keep it real cute with him, okay? And child divine, she's doing her best to be real innocent and, not approach him with anything sexual, or just stay devoted to, their friendship, and just be real single-minded and not allow those thoughts that she have to take over her mind. She's just trying to remain, not sexually attracted to him. She's trying to keep all that stuff at bay. And not allow herself to become aroused, and just staying real pure, and keeping the relationship real innocent. With this child divine, I feel like she also shows up as just really sweet to him, like I said, and just like an innocent girl, and he just really sees the angelicness and the sweetheartness about her, and he feels like he would never take advantage of her. So that's how she shows up in the friendship. How does he show up in the friendship? Okay, so we have king, We have trickster, we have damsel, we have beggar, and we have engineer. So I feel like with the beggar, he shows up as somebody, that is always telling her to, empower her. He's always trying to make her feel good about herself. He's always trying to improve her self-esteem, because it says confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So yeah, he really tries to empower her and makes her feel good about herself. He's very humble when it comes to their friendship. He doesn't mind, helping her or telling her about, expressing how much he appreciates her. He don't mind, with this engineer, telling her about her talents and how much he appreciates her talents and how creative he sees her and all of that good stuff about her. Like, he has no problem with that. But then it also says talent for designating resolutions to common dilemmas. So we know how it is with the engineer. He has no problem, giving her solutions, helping her figure out the way to go about things. He's just really solution based and always willing to be a lending ear, a helpful ear, and somebody that she can rely on in the friendship. So that's how he shows up. We also have damsel. So it says understands the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. So it's all about him telling her how to be self-sufficient, telling her how to be strong, not to rely on others, to have a lot of self-esteem, not to be so dependent on other people, and really go after the gusto, go after the things that she really want to go after for herself, and not be afraid to bet on her and her talents when it comes to her life. We also have the king here. So he's definitely shows up as a leader, as somebody who is in charge when it comes to his own career and his own life, who's very smart and intelligent and knows how to make the proper decision for his own self. So she definitely doesn't mind listening to him, because she feels like he's very enlightening and he always has, good ideas and good enlightenment to bestow upon her. The trickster one is the interesting one, because it says transcending conventional stuffiness and predictable behavior. So she feels like, he doesn't have no problem being known as possibly a weirdo or an outcast, going playing by his own rule book, doing things the way that he feels to do it, not just form into society's norms or the conventions, or doing whatever it is that he says to do. He has no problem letting loose, is what I get also. He's not all pent up and stuck up and just like he's not one of those that stuffy kind of people. He's not afraid to let his hair down and let loose and have some fun and enjoy himself. So that's really, really cool as far as how they each show up in the friendship with each other. Let's see about the potential of romance for them, because I did want to ask about that. All right, the potential of romantic relations between these two. Okay, so for Rosé, we have retreat, give your relationship a chance, and reconciliation coming out in reverse. So it says it's time to disconnect from the world, work on your partnership. And this one says someone from your past is returning to your life, coming out in reverse. So basically there is potential for them to have something, and actually retreat from the world and work on their relationship, get to know each other, build an actual partnership. But she's still stuck in the past. She's still worried about past relationships and seeing if maybe she can make something work and reconcile with another person that is not even in her life anymore, that she's not even going to get back. So we know that she's distracted and focused on that, instead of focused on the potential of them having a friendship or building anything. And also with the retreat, I think they're saying that there's still some healing work that she still needs to do before she even has a relationship. So let's see about Lewis. We have make the effort coming out in reverse, codependency, and new love. So I think that he's smart enough to know that, them two are not on the same page when it comes to her being willing to make the effort for a relationship. He knows that, that wouldn't be so smart of him to even ask her that. It says, great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. So yeah, he knows that. Look at this. It's like two kids and he's kissing her on the cheek. That's so sweet and cute. But he knows that, he's not dumb. He's matured enough to know that she's still a little bit immature, that she's not on the same level when it comes to being willing to make the effort for them to have a new relationship. So he's not about to, approach her with that topic. He's not, stupid enough to do something like that. We also have codependency. So it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. So he knows that he possibly has some codependency wounds and that they're mirroring each other. And this would be him playing out certain childhood wounds by, going back and being with her. Not going back and being with her, but yeah. So I guess for them, they're saying that would be him taking a little bit of a step back emotionally, if he was to get into a relationship with her, because it would play out his codependencies and certain addictions that he has. So he still needs to work on those things and getting certain habits under control when it comes to being confident and not being jealous and releasing control and not, letting his insecurities get the best of him when it comes to having a relationship and having a new love. So it does say, new love here, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So she for sure is stirring his romantic feelings, and he, potentially would love to have something with her, but he knows that it's not the right time, and it would be toxic, and it would be codependent, and it wouldn't make any sense. So that's what I would say about him. And versus her, who is, still kind of stuck in the past and still needing to do certain healing work when it comes to the relationship. So let's see about their friendship. That's what I asked about. Like, just tell me about their friendship in general then. Excuse me. We got the Page of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Fool in reverse, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so basically it's like, again, he knows, that this would be super awesome. And they both, are genuinely surprised about how much they get along and how much they have a good, basis of a foundation for a friendship and a relationship with this Page of Cups. And I think that he possibly wants to make her an offer, but he knows that wouldn't be smart with this Four of Cups. He knows that wouldn't go so well. That'd be a little, and he might end up confirmation bitter or scorned behind that if she's not on the same page with him, or she's not willing to do the work or be able to see things from the same perspective as him. If she's not gonna, want to share and give and receive and, be as generous and work on a relationship as much as he is, then he would be a fool. He would be dumb, with this Fool in reverse. It would be a careless mistake. And it says all talk, no action, unprepared and self-sabotage. So yeah, he know that'd be dumb. That'd be self-sabotage, and he's got to be smart and make the right changes when it comes to this Knight of Swords, and not be impulsive and not, just allow himself to drastically make some changes that might end up in, more changes for his life than he's even could predict or expect. And he knows that she is more focused on going on her, undergoing her healing journey right now. So we see that she's with this Seven of Cups really trying to search for her purpose and do her healing work. And this card also does say commitment issues and too many choices or ideas. So he knows that, yeah, she wouldn't be able to commit to that right now because of all of the things that she needs to do for herself. And with this Page of Wands, it says see the bigger picture, lead a new project. So he's smart. He sees the bigger picture when it comes to this. Even though with this Ace of Wands, there's a part of him that wants to do this and think impulsively and make the decision. He knows that that's just his passionate side. That's his that's lust that's making him feel that way. He knows that she still has healing work to do. So that's what's going on as far as their friendship currently. Let's see. Is there anything else that they can tell us about this friendship right now? Is there anything else about the current state of their friendship? Because I'm after this, get whatever other tea and future predictions, and I'm gonna close it out. This ain't gonna be a super long one. Anything else? We got the Sun coming out sideways with the Queen of Wands. Oh, okay. So this is one of those things where she's trying to, go after her passions, okay, basically when it comes to Rosé. And so she's still kind of like trying to sow her royal oats and have fun and party and be outside. And she don't really see the bigger picture when it comes to him with this Sun coming out sideways. She don't really see a future or long-term commitment. She's like, I'm not really sure I would end up being happy if I was to slow down on doing what makes me happy. Yeah, so she's really just focused on doing what makes her happy at the current time. And she thinks that he would just be slowing her down. Anything else? Anything else about Rosé? What's that? The Hermit. Yeah, she still gotta do certain inner work, right? They're gonna keep going back to that, but she needs to go within, and she gotta be smart. She can't take this risk right now. Like it's time for her to do withdrawal. It's time for her to figure out what she needs to do her healing so that she can mature and grow. Yeah, and stop dimming her light with this star here and really return back to the spotlight and have that hope and that rejuvenation and that clarity and that understanding when it comes to her love life, and even feel like she's deserving of being somebody's, the light of somebody's life and them seeing her as a star. She's got to work on that. Give me one last one about, what she's currently focusing on at this time. Yeah, she's focusing on her, enjoying the fruits of her labor. I tell y'all, with this Nine of Wands, she's being real self sufficient. She's just enjoying. She's outside. She partying. She's shopping. She's hanging out. She's vacationing. She's like on a hammock somewhere, just relaxing. She really don't got time for nothing that he's talking about, or nothing that anybody is talking about when it comes to slowing down and not doing what it is that make her happy. She ain't listening to nobody else. She doing what she want to do for her. So, what is Lewis focusing on at this time, man? What is Lewis focusing on? He wants to actually make whatever changes that he needs to make with his life. He's putting a lot of things in the past with this Six of Swords. He's going through some sort of transformation and things like that. So yeah, he's making changes in his life right now. What are the changes that's happening in Lewis's life? Tell me more about these changes. We got the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So he's got a lot of new opportunities that he's focused on. Something that might require him to leave the UK or possibly, travel overseas or go to another country. But yeah, that's what he's doing. He's betting on him. He's focusing on himself with this High Priestess. He's taking a chance on him and going after everything that he want to do. He's following his intuition and trusting in his gut feeling. And yeah, going after some new opportunity here, a new job, a new source of income, a new way to make some money. Tell me more about this. Give me 2 more on this and what this new opportunity that he's focusing on right now. We got the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords. So yeah, he knows that what he's looking for in terms of a relationship is honesty and truth, and he just feels like when it comes to their relationship, maybe they should focus on working together. That's what he's thinking. Like, let's for now just continue to focus on working together, seeing if we can come up with some new ideas and, things that we can create and all of that good stuff. So I think that he's really just trying to do what piques his curiosity with this Page of Swords. Follow his gut feeling and do what makes him happy and makes him feel good. And that's exactly what he was encouraging her to do. So he's like, I can't just, with the Queen of Swords, just tell her that and not take my own advice. I gotta be smart and I gotta be clear and I gotta be real with myself too. So he's being real with himself when it comes to the relationship, and he's choosing to focus on any new opportunities of income and all of that he can make for himself and do for himself right now at this time. He's definitely not trying to waste his time stressing her out. Yeah, listen, I can't make it up with the World on the bottom of the deck. It says completion, travel, and accomplishment. So he's smashing some goals right now. He's going to be traveling and doing things like that. So let's see if there's any last things that y'all want to tell us. Is there any last tea, any last messages that y'all want to give us before I close this reading out? Let me see, this one came out first. Ice King, Courthouse in reverse, and Child. Okay, yeah, so it's like he's just like, listen, I can't be childish, I can't be stupid. I gotta be smart. I gotta think about me. I don't know if he has a child or has children, but he's like, he gotta make a smart decision. He can't be dumb. He's gotta make the right choices for himself and not, end up hurt or end up sad behind the situation. Tell me more about this. This Courthouse and Child in reverse. I'm seeing Death Magic coming out in reverse, transition, and false. So yeah, he don't want to end up sad. So yeah, he's putting an end to whatever feelings he's putting an end to those feelings that he has right now. Yeah, he's just like, no, I need to just go on ahead and leave that in the past. It doesn't make any sense. He's trying to just be real with himself right now. Yeah, like he really don't want to look stupid and look foolish with this mature man in reverse. Like he's really just trying to be as real with himself as possible. With this the veil coming out, he's trying to be perceptive, smart, clear-headed, keep his head screwed on straight. Like he's not trying to allow himself to fall into the trap of thinking that they could really have something more and that they could have a relationship. Like he's not trying to do anything dumb or childish that will have him messed up. So he's trying to put an end to whatever feelings he have, keep his head and mind clear, and try to stay away from thinking about her. Yeah, with the Earth Angel in distant future, he's trying to put those feelings in the distant future. Like he's trying to bury those things deep down and not allow himself to be distracted and think that it will be a good idea for him to do this, because he know that it just will be a mistake. So he's trying to be smart and not fall into the guise of temptation. He's not trying to bite that apple and be dumb and make a foolish decision and end up be crying or hurt behind the situation. Anything else? What is this? ritual and change. So yeah, it's going back to the same thing about her needing to make some changes when it comes to her daily life. Rosé needs to start being smarter, okay, and making better decisions. She needs to do the healing. She has to stop. Like, it's like the same ish different day every day with her, and it's like, yeah, at some point she's got to be smart. Like, it's like, listen, they saying she's gonna be in for a rude awakening soon. They about to shock her because they're gonna have to make some changes to force her into this hermit mode. They're gonna force her to isolate. That's basically what they're gonna do. Yeah, rising star coming out sideways, legal coming out. Listen, the ancestors about to bring justice to this. I can't make it up with rising star coming out sideways with imprisonment. They're gonna have to slow her down. Okay, they're gonna have to slow her down because she's not making the right choices. She's not seeing her value. She's not seeing her self-worth. She's not treating herself like the person that she is. She's in very much in Jezebel energy, and the ancestors, her ancestors, do not like that, and so they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to slow her down and get her to do the healing that she needs to do. All right, they're gonna tell me more about what it is that this imprisonment and what they're gonna do. Listen, I'm seeing divination, nice guy, twin flame coming out sideways, soulmate, and opposition. So basically what they're gonna do is keep having her run into men that treat her badly. They're like, at some point you're gonna realize that you are damaging your own self when it comes to these men that you're dealing with. It doesn't matter if you know going out and hanging out and partying and you're not taking them seriously and you're just with the nice guy, seeing what you could get out of them, and then playing your cards right, and then moving forward, not allowing yourself to get attached, and treat them as no twin flame. And yeah, it doesn't matter if you're not choosing to fall in love and allow yourself to get played. At the end of the day, you're doing this because you're damaged. You're doing this because you got wounds that you haven't healed, Rosé. You're doing this because you feel like somebody might hurt you or harm you, and so you wanna pretty much hurt people. So you making sure that you don't get too deep with anybody, so that way they can't get too close enough to hurt you. You making sure that you always move forward and just party and hang out and sleep around, whatever it is that you're doing, so that way and just using people for what you could get from them, so that way you don't end up damaged and sad. But at the end of the day, that's not only stopping you from getting your soulmate and finding your person, but it's also a risk and a gamble, all right, that you're making, where she's possibly, it's like I'm talking to her now, like she's watching the video. This is a risk that she's taking to that's possibly damaging her health, and could turn out not so good and not in her favor. It's risky. So yeah, that's basically what we have going on between these two. They really need to stop rejecting the things that they know they need to do. He needs to accept the truth, or he's trying his best to accept the truth for the fact that they're they don't belong together and they can't be together and they can't have something, and that he's got to make better choices and better decisions and focus on his life and let her do the healing that she needs to do. And she needs to actually go do that healing and do that work and stop making bad choices, so that way she actually could have a nice guy like him in her life and not feel like he's playing with her or trying to trap her or dim her light or take anything from her. She's got to do the healing work so that she could change her perspective when it comes to love. So that's what I have for you guys. Like I said, I wasn't gonna make it too long. I think that it's actually something that I'm being pulled to, so let me see what it is. This trickster. It was like, don't forget to look into this trickster. So let's get some more fries about this trickster and see why is it that he shows up as a trickster in this situation. We got the hermit falling out in reverse. Oh, okay. So yeah, he feel like he's being immature, he's being foolish. He feel like this would be him, even though she is a beautiful girl. He's thinking about that age gap. Thank you, ancestors, for the confirmation, because I was thinking about it too. The sun and the 9 of cups. He's like, listen, I gotta be smart. Okay, he like, I don't want there to be no unexpected drama. It says unseen problems, intuition, illusions, unexpected drama. He know that he got his wish fulfillment right now. He's all set, right? He got his accolades, he got his rewards. Everything is looking good for him when it comes to his abundance and his life and everything like that. He's satisfied with where he's at. He don't want to introduce any kind of extra things that could cause some unforeseen problems or drama. He's trying to be smart and use his gut when it comes to this decision. He knows that there's certain parts of this that would be unconventional, and he's like, he don't want to look dumb or look foolish or have people saying like, what's he doing with her? Has he lost his mind? Has he lost his way? Like, what's he doing with somebody that's pretty much 12 years younger than him? Yeah, temperance. Like, he's trying to take the middle path when it comes to the situation. He knows that he's got to be smart and he's got to do things in moderation, and so he's trying to not only take into account his own feelings, but also take into account the angelic guidance that he's getting, the things that God is telling him. So it's like, even though he might have feelings, he's like, listen, you got to be smart. You can have feelings, but it don't mean that you got to act on them and actually do something, or actually, make it more. So yeah, I think he's just trying to be smart. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, listen, he's just like, I do not want to end up in a bad situation. He's like, I might just have to miss out on this opportunity. Okay, with this Queen of Pentacles, he knows that this is an opportunity here, right? And that this is something that he could do, but he's like, nah, I gotta be smart, I gotta be calculated with this Temperance and Queen of Pentacles. I can't just jump right into this opportunity because this might not work out in my favor. Now, at the end of the day, yes, I want to do what makes me happy. I want to find a middle ground, a middle path, where it's like I'm still doing what makes me happy, because if I love somebody and I like them, I should be able to be in a relationship with them no matter what. But he's also trying to be fair and be smart and make sure that it's not a situation where he's gonna lose anything, or he's gonna be foolish, or people gonna be looking at him crazy. Like, he's just really trying to make sure that he makes the right decision when it comes to this. So that's what I have as far as these two and their future relationship and friendship and all that. Three of Pentacles. So in terms of her, I would say right now she just focused on continuing their partnership and friendship and working together and seeing how much she can learn and get from him and take his guidance and mentorship as much as possible. So that's what I have as far as their friendship. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all later.